The work of pseudocode is it is a a readable description of algorithm what to do. Means it's saying that uh, it is pseudo means it is false. It is a false code. In algorithm, we represent the logic in a step-by-step process, and it is not any technical part. It is only what the user understanding sentence we are writing. It is a simple English sentence we have written, and in the case of flowchart, we represent our logic in a graphical format. Pseudocode is a another tool which is called as the preliminary stage of your coding. So before writing the coding in any language, what should be its structure, or how to write the program by using any programming language. So it is defined that predefined structure, and it is represent a simple English word, but what are the words we are using in the pseudocode, it is similar to in similar thing it is present in the every programming language. You can convert the pseudocode into C program, C++ program, Java program, or any programming language that is available in the market. You can convert that logic into any programming part. That is a readable description of what an algorithm do, but it is just like some technical part, or it is just a what similar to your programming. You can say it is a 60 to 70% similarity is present in the programming language. So basic programming language formulas and rules how to write the program, and what is the basic structure of your program, you can get from the pseudocode. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Advantages of pseudocode is what? It is easy and fast to write, as it is uses the English-like statement. It needs no rewriting. If any change is made in step, it can be converted into any programming language. And the limitation of the pseudocode is what? So it is a what? It is a English-like statement, so that every people can understand it, and there is no rewriting. So when you are using flowchart, if there is a problem, then you have to entirely or from the beginning you draw the flowchart. But here in the pseudocode, if in any line there is a problem, you just cut it down in the previous or in the upper part you have to write it. Okay, ଯଦି ଆମର କିଛି ଭୁଲ ହଉଛି ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରୁଥିଲେ ନା ଆମେ ନର୍ମାଲି ପେନ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ପେପରରେ ସେଟାକୁ କଟ୍ କରିକି ତା ଉପରେ ଲେଖି ଦେଉଥିଲେ ତାର ଆକୁରେଟ୍ ପାର୍ଟଟା, ବୁଝି ହେଉଛି?
Yes, sir.
ତ ଆମର pseudocode ରେ ବି ଆମେ ସେମିତି କରିପାରିବା। ଆମେ କିଛି ବି steps ଯଦି କିଛି ଆମର wrong ହେଉଛି ଆମେ just cut କରିକି ତା ଉପରେ ଲେଖିପାରିବା। Limitation of the pseudocode, it is a detailed yet readable description of what an algorithm must do. It is expressed in a formally styled natural language rather than in a programming language. We can represent this thing in the form of a programming language. So limitation is what? There is no limitation, but we are defining there is a limitation because it is a pseudocode, false code. It cannot be used for writing a program, and it is used for a programming initial step for the processing of developing a program. So it is just not like a limitation, as because it is basically it is one tool which is helping you to before writing a program you represent the logic. So in between the algorithm, in between the flowchart and pseudocode is called as the efficient approach to represent a logic in the programming language. Now tell me, the question it is for you. Which one of the following tools is used to show the graphical representation of sequence of steps required to solve a problem?
Flowchart.
Yes, it is a flowchart. Okay, so I think you have the pen and paper. So it is a exercise for you. Okay, so do it and
Yes.
send me in the WhatsApp now. Okay. Write a algorithm to find out whether a number entered by a user is divisible by 5 or not. Write it in the note and WhatsApp me. You just type in the chat box what to write. First step is what?
So first step, enter the number.
When you start the algorithm, what is the step one? You write here. When you start the algorithm, first you write step one. Then what to write? এটি কোন লিখিবা?
So first enter the number.
No, first start the algorithm. Start the algorithm. Okay. Then you write in the step two, enter a number. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then in step three, what to write? After enter the number, then
Yes, sir.
computer will accept.
Sir,
You have to accept. So here you have to pass accept the number. Okay, accept the number.
yes, sir.
Then in step four, what to write? Your question is what?
So check if the number is divisible by the multiple of 5.
First divide the number by 5. Divide the number by 5. Then you have to show the
Check
result.
if the number is divisible by 5.
Yes. You have to check here or write if the number is divisible by 5, then display it is divisible, then in step 6, if it is not divisible by 5, then display is not divisible. Okay, then
Yes, sir.
in step 7 you have to write end of
End the algorithm.
clear. So it is the actual step for writing the algorithm. So before, remember that when you start the algorithm, when you start the pseudocode, or when you start the flowchart, so it will have the from start and end position. Start the algorithm, end the algorithm, then you define your what is the procedure that you have to define. That is the other part. But main part is what?
Yes, sir.
First you start, then you have to end. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now I will give some question, then you have to deposit it. So write an algorithm to display the first 10 multiples of 9. Okay, so write that question. Write the algorithm to display the first 10 multiples of 9. So you can say it is a multiplication table, you can say that. Okay, so next question, it is just similar to your number is divisible by 5 or not.
Yes, sir.
Write an algorithm to find out whether a number entered by a user is even or odd. Write an algorithm to find out whether the number is divisible by, even or odd.
Yes, sir.
Next question, write an algorithm. Write an algorithm to accept the number from user. To accept the number from user and subtract the first number from the second. Subtract the first number from the second and display the result.
Yes, sir.
Now comes to another part. Computer perform the various tasks by following the step-by-step process. To process these tasks, instruction needs to be provided to a computer in the form of a program. The set of instruction to do a specific task is called as a program. For a NAPE programmer, writing such program in any programming language is very complex task. So therefore, it is a better to break down the entire problem into a set of steps to represent the same using diagram. The flowchart can be used to represent the programming logic in a graphical form. The flowchart is used to represent your logic in a graphical form. So it contains some kind of set of symbol. Like when you are going to design a building, so we are not directly go and just do the buildings. So first of all, we are creating a map. In that map, we define where our bedroom, where our kitchen room should be there. Then we uh, represent it, means we design our building. The similar way, flowchart is the graphical representation of your programming. So when you become a developer or you are become a programmer, then it is not like that you are directly write the course. First, you need and analyze what is the customer requirement, and after the requirement gather, then you have to represent through the designing. If customer is agreed, then you start to write the program. Okay. Have you ever stitched your dress in tailor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you are going to the tailor, so the tailor is providing you some kind of catalog of design. So you choose it one design, and you give the cloth material. Then the tailor is taking the measurement of that cloths and measurement of yours. Then he is calculating. The tailor is calculating that. For the specific design, the required clause are available or not. If the required clause are there, then tailor is do the diagram. Some kind of measurement is written over there, and some kind of diagram the tailor is doing in the rough diagram. And when the tailor is teaching at that timing, it is help that rough diagram and that measurement is helping him or helping the tailor to stitch the dress. The similar way, the computer program in the computer part, the flowchart is also providing that kind of facility through which you can design or what you can represent your logic into the graphical format.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the flowchart are used to represent the logic in a graphical form. It helps in depicting the logic in the step-by-step process that helps in better understanding of working of a process. It helps you to evaluate the correctness of your logic, whether your logic is correct or not. It will check for it, and it involved in the process. To draw the flowchart, a set of symbols are used. In addition, you need to follow some standardized rule. So for represent our logic, flowchart is having some kind of symbols. Okay, so that is called the flowchart symbol. So what are the flowchart symbols are available? The flowchart is created by using set of symbol. So these are the flowchart symbols are available. Just minutely look it. This is a parallelogram. It is used for taking the input from the user. A rectangle, this is this called as the process box. As you know, your computer is working through the IPO cycle, input process output. So it is a input box, it is a processing box, and it is a output box. And when there is a need to take a decision in a program, so it is called the decision box. Next, we are using procedure and subroutine. Procedure and subroutine work is what? Suppose if you have a complex program, for dividing a complex program into a smaller chunks or smaller part, we are using this procedure. Like when you are preparing a food in your home, then there is a responsibility of the mother to prepare the cooking or prepare the food, but in between the timing you are helping her by cutting some vegetables or by what grinding some what masalas, and you are preparing or cutting some onion garlics. Okay, so so that is what it is reduce the work efficiency of a particular person. Similar way, in a college also, when you having some kind of assignment, so you divide it in a group. So in a group, a individual person is doing one work, then you submit it. So that is the work of a procedure. It is break the complex program into a smaller part. If you take another example in the real life, when you are going to a bank, in a bank operation, lot of operation are present, like saving account, RD account, fixed deposit. So these are the different, and loan account, these are the different portals or departments are available. So banking software is a bigger software, so it is not possible for a single person. They have to design all the software for recurring deposit, for fixed deposit, for loan account. So the software developer team, they divide this entire work into a smaller part. Somebody is handling the RD, somebody is handling the saving account department, somebody is handling the debit card, credit card information. So in togetherly we divide the work among the people, so that every person is responsible for their work. Subroutine is just like that. So it is just breaking down the complex program into a smaller part. Next is we're using a flow line. The flow line, it is used to connecting all the symbols. For connecting all the symbols, we're using flow line. It is used to connect the steps of a flow chart, and it indicates the sequence in which the steps are to be performed. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this symbol?
No, sir.
Then when you are writing the algorithm, just I told you that when you write the algorithm, first you write the start the algorithm, and when the your algorithm ends, then you have to write a end the algorithm.
End of.
Okay, so similar way, in a flow chart, is having also some kind of starting and ending point. So that start and end point of the flow chart is decided by initiator and terminator. The initiator means it is a starting position, and it is also a ending position. That is called the initiator and terminator. And this part is called as the on page connector. On page connector means when you draw a flow chart, and it is not complete in the same structure or same column, then you want to continue that flow chart again in the same page in another column by using on page connector. If you go for a non technically, then suppose if I write anything here. So here I want to write student, STU. So STU, after that STU. So I want to write student. So there is no enough space. So here I write hyphen, STU hyphen. Then I write here DENT. That means we can togetherly we learn here. It is a student. STUDENT. It is a student. Okay, means my
Yes,
word
sir.
is not completed here, so that I am using hyphen. Okay, that means when it begins from the rest of the character. But when I want to read, so I read as a together student. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is called as the what your you can say it is called as the on page connector, means connecting in the same page. In a newspaper, if you see, that is written in a column wise. So when one column is over and same news is continue to the another column, so that the symbol has given, or it is also
Yes, sir.
and if you see that uh, you just read the newspaper, and it having some content in the page number 7, so it is showing you go to the page number 7. Okay, so that is means that news is available in the first page, and remain of the news is available in the 7th page. Then you are going to the from the first page to the 7th page, you have to go and check that news is available or not. So that is symbol is called as the off page connector. In when you are getting your question paper in an exam, if your question is continuous, some question has written but the question is not completed, the particular is question is not completed in that page, so it is written as a PTU, please turn over, means remaining question is available in the next page. A similar way, when you draw the flowchart and that flowchart should be continue in the next page, so at that cases we are using off page connector. Okay, any doubt in these two part, on page and off page?
No, sir.
Sure, no, no doubt.
Sir, I want to know that where these symbols are used. Means how these symbols can be used.
How it is used, I'm telling you. Means suppose just a 1 minute. I will show you. See there. So we're using here flowchart, and my page is over here. So I'm here using what, A. So it is a on page connector. Means it is a. It is one connector, and that same flowchart is continue from here. Okay. So ଏଇଠୁ ପୁଣି continue ହେଲା. ତ ଏଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହିବା on page connector. ବୁଝିହେଲା?
Yes, sir.
Means if I want to connect the flowchart we are the same page we're using, that is on page connector, and another off page connector. Off page connector means it is going to the next page. It is a page one, page number one, it is page number two. So in the page number one, it is over here. Now I want to connect into the next page. So here I write here A2, then it is connected to the page number one. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it is called as the off page, connecting to the next page, is connecting in the same page. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So last symbol is called as the annotation. Annotation is used to insert a comment in a flowchart. So if you want to, like when you are writing a long question or you are writing a notes, you are giving a heading. So annotation is just like that. It is used to insert a comment in a flowchart. If you want to describe why you are writing this part of the code,
Yes, sir.
then in that scenario, we're using annotation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here I have to display the flow chart which is used to withdraw the amount from an ATM by using flow chart. How you represent this logic? So check here. Start. So when the flow chart is start, the start is used. When the flow chart is end means starting and ending is defined here. Then first is you are giving a input. Input is insert your ATM card. Then second step is the ATM machine checks your card details. It is validating whether your card is valid or not. Then next is it is asking for you enter the PIN number. Then ATM machine validate the PIN number whether that PIN is correct or not. Then press the cash with receipt button. Okay, so cash with receipt button we have to use. Then enter the amount you want to withdraw. It is a input. Then collect your ATM card. Then collect the amount from the ATM machine, the desired amount that you want to get. Then collect the statement from the ATM machine. Then end of your flowchart. So it is a complete flowchart, start and end. In between, we are written the process. Insert your ATM card. ATM machine checks your card details. Enter your PIN number. ATM machine validate the PIN number. Press the cash with receipt button. Enter the amount you want to withdraw. Collect your ATM card. Collect the amount from the ATM machine. Collect the statement from the ATM machine. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then click the following link to view the animation of a flowchart that shows the steps to accept a number, increment it by 1 and display the result. It is used to accept a number, increment the number by 1 and display the result. Just a animation. Start, then accept a number, add 1 to the number, then display the number, then end of your flowchart. So start, then accept a number. It is a input box. Add
Yes, sir.
1 to the number. Okay, there is a processing box.
Yes, the processing.
Okay, so then next one it is display the number. For display the number, there is the output box.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then end of your flowchart. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now it is a question for you. Which one of the following symbol is used in a used to insert a comment in the flowchart?
Annotation.
Annotation. Okay, good. Which one of the following symbol is used to connect one step in a flowchart to another step on the different page?
Off-page connector.
This is a off page connector. Okay, so next we start with the rules for drawing the flow chart. The entire logic of the flow chart should be displayed using the standard symbol. So you have to use some standard symbol that some symbol is used for accepting the input, some symbol is used for input and output, some is for processing, some is used for display the output. So you have to represent your logic by using of some standard symbol. Okay,
Yes, sir.
the flow chart should be clear, precise and easy to follow. The flow chart should have only one start point and only one end point. So there must be only one start point and only one end point. The steps in the flow chart represent by the flow chart symbol should follow from top to bottom or left to right. Um, okay, top to bottom or left to right approach, because when you write, you are writing from top to bottom, and when you write, you are writing from what, left to right. So that is the procedure of writing that normally we follow. The similar way, when you work with your flow chart, then it must follow from top to bottom or left to right. Okay.
Left to right. Yes, sir.
All the necessary inputs should be listed in a logical order. So what are the input you want to pass? So it is passed in a logical order. The input, process, output, and display symbol should have at least two flow line, one connecting the previous and another connecting to the next symbol. So every flow chart contains two symbols. See there. One connecting the previous, another connecting to next. It is containing the previous symbol, it is connecting to the next symbol. But in the case of um, decision making, it will contain the three flow line. The decision making symbol should have the two flow line. Okay, two flow line out from it. So in other symbol, one flow line is out from it. In decision box, two flow line is out from it. That is what, that is yes or no. If
Yes, sir.
you define a condition, it is giving you two output. One is yes, another is no. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The flowchart should use the page connector if they extend over the multiple pages. The logic of the flowchart should be checked by testing the flowchart using sample value. So after draw the flowchart, just a minute. The decision symbol should have the flow line flowing out of it, and at least one at least two line out of it, and one line is connecting to the previous. Means decision
Yes, sir.
symbol is connecting the three part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The flowchart should use the page connector if they extend over the multiple page. The logic of the flowchart should be checked by using or by checked by testing the flowchart using some sample value. Okay, so now it is a example. Draw the flowchart to accept the principal, rate and time value and display the simple interest. So here you can start, input P, R and T, then simple interest P into R into T divided by 100. the P into R into T divided by 100, then display simple interest, then N. That is used to find out the simple interest. SI P
Yes,
into R into T divided by 100, display simple interest, then N. Clear?
yes, sir.
Okay, so it is called as the input box, it is called as the processing box, it is called as the display blocks, then N. Then draw a flowchart that accept a number and display its cube. Okay, so draw the flowchart, accept its number and display its cube. Okay, cube means you have to find out a whole cube. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so it is a question for you. You have to do it. Okay, and send me. Write the
Yes, sir.
question. Draw a flowchart. Draw a flowchart that accept the number and display its cube.
Yes, sir.
So draw a flowchart that accept the length and breadth of a rectangle and display the area and perimeter. Another question. Draw a flowchart that accept the length and breadth of a rectangle and display its area and perimeter.
Yes, sir.
So at times you need to check the certain condition to decide the further course of action. So sometimes we need to take some value and check whether that value is correct or not. So you often need to perform a lot of tasks a number of time repeatedly. So a lot of tasks you do number of time. So flowchart allow you to represent the condition and repetitive process. So it allow to check for condition and repetitive process. So condition is used for checking conditional construct. Like earlier, we when you start the algorithm or when you start the problem solving tools, we know that our programming is of three types. One is step by step process, another is your decision making, another is iterative. So till that we cover for the step by step process. Now we have to move for the condition and repetitive process. Repetitive process means the same thing you have to repeat again and again. So which is helping you
Yes, sir.
to reduce write the lines of code. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So it is a flowchart for checking the even or odd number. First, start. then accept a number, it is a input box, then divide the number by 2. Okay, so first of all we divide a number by 2, then is the remainder is equal to 0. Okay, is the remainder is equals to 0. Yes, the remainder is equal to 0. Then it shows the number is even. If your remainder is not equals to 0, then it goes to the end. So if you notice here, this condition box contain the two flow line out from it.
Yes.
One is yes, another is
Yes.
no. Okay, and if you check the other symbol, at least they contain the two flow line. Okay, one connecting to next, another connecting to the previous. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now you write this question. Okay, consider a example or write a program write a draw a flowchart, right? Draw a flowchart. Draw a flowchart. The remarks should be given to student. The remarks should be given to the student depending upon depending on the grades. Depending on the grades, like A grade is excellent, B grade is very good, and C grade is good. And C grade is good. If any other grade is entered by the user, if any other grade is entered by the user, then the invalid message should be displayed. Then the invalid message should be displayed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So in the next class we go ahead of this. Atagu padiva.
Yes, sir.
So maybe if possible, tomorrow I will take the classes. Okay, I will inform you before.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
chalo, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.